Today we're going to talk about skin protection. So now that we're entering into that late spring, early summer phase of the year, a lot more people are going outside to enjoy the outdoors. And as we do that, we need to really consider how can we best protect our skin? Because our skin is really vulnerable to a lot of things on the outside. And according to the American Academy of Dermatology, at least 9,500 people a day in the US are diagnosed with some form of skin cancer. So it's incredibly important. So there's multiple things that we should think about when we talk about how do we protect our skin. So when we go outside in the sunny weather, it's not super sunny right now, but I should still be considering how can I protect my skin? Because there's a couple different things and strategies that we could do. One is that I could wear a long sleeve shirt, maybe a wide brim hat that helps shade my skin from the damaging UV rays of the sun. I could also consider utilizing maybe some sort of sunscreen, at least an SPF 30 or higher. Or I could just find a shaded tree where some of those rays are going to block. And all of those things together are going to help reduce that chance of damaging some of our skin cells. As we also talk about the sun, we should also consider pests. Our skin is also highly vulnerable to different vectors. Vectors being something that may transmit an infection, so things like a mosquito. So utilizing some sort of bug repellent or pest repellent to help keep those insects away is going to help keep our skin in the healthiest manner. And if you use them in combination, the best strategy is to apply the sunscreen, let it set for at least 10 minutes, and then apply. And if you wear long sleeves, long pants, that's really going to help reduce the chance of sun and insect damage. And when we talk about insects, that's where this week's fact comes into play. So as we talk about this idea of skin protection and mosquitoes, I always thought it was kind of interesting to know that there's about 55 documented types of mosquitoes in the state of Indiana alone. Now, out of those 55, there's about 12 to 15 that are a known public health nuisance. And they're a nuisance because they're considered a vector. And as a vector, they're going to transmit certain infections potentially to humans and other mammals. Some of these infections could be things like West Nile, Zika virus, St. Louis encephalitis, and there are other mosquitoes all over the world that do the same thing by transmitting certain infections. And they do this transmission of an infection by way of a mosquito bite. And that has something to do with our fact for the day. When we think about a male mosquito and a female mosquito, always know the female mosquito is the only one that will bite for blood. They need the blood meal to help produce eggs. Male mosquitoes will never bite. They get their food and nourishment from flower nectars. Interesting. Well, I'll see you guys next time.